Hi everyone, thank you for stopping by here at Shamir Javardi. My name is Rhonda. I'm here today to do your tarot scope reading. And the reason I'm wearing leathers today is because in November I'm picking up my first motorcycle ever. It is a teen Honda Rebel 100. Very much looking forward to riding on it and can't wait to get it. By the time you see this reading, I might already have been riding on it. So for the readings that I am doing today, I am going to use two different decks again, like I did last month. And this time, the two decks don't have different feelings and different vibes from them and different outlooks from the decks. These actually have very similar feels when I do readings with them. This first deck that I'm going to do the Celtic Cross with is the Celtic Dragon. I really enjoy this deck a lot. I enjoy the artwork on it. I enjoy dragons a lot. I have a lot of dragons. This one I do read reversals. And the other deck that I'm going to do the Celtic Cross after, on top of, and then read the two cards together, is the Chrysalis Tarot. I love the artwork on this deck, and I do get a really happy vibe from this deck. It is very, like I said, a happy vibe. So with these two decks, I'm going to spread out the Celtic Cross, and then it'll be interesting to see if some of the positions have the same card from both of the decks, because they have a very similar feel to them. So last month, even though they were different and kind of not opposite, but very different feels from the two decks I used, I still received, on the very last reading I did, it was Gemini. One of the positions had both decks had the same card in that position, which was very interesting because it was very meaningful for the Geminis and their reading. So I hope you enjoy this reading. Thank you all for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and your lovely comments. I try to answer all of them. I try to comment when I can. I'm pretty busy, and thank you. I hope you all have a great rest of the year, and the number looks to be really good for everyone. Bless you all. Hi, Libra. I'm here today to do your team tarot scope reading. And the deck I am using right now is the Celtic Dragon Tarot. This deck, I do read reversals. I am first dealing out the Celtic Cross. And then the next deck I am using is the Chrysalis Tarot deck. This deck I do not read reversals. I really enjoy this deck. It's very ornate and decorative and beautiful. I do not read reversals, so can I say that? All right. So the energy we have going into the month, is the Hermit reversed and Eight of Pentacles. So you really don't listen to your inner guidance. You don't listen to, well, at this time, you may not have time to go inward or take a break and find that inner light and your intuition. So right now at this time, you're not listening to your own instincts. That's probably why you don't have time, is because you're working really hard. You're working really hard at perfecting your skills, your talents. You're learning something, training. What is crossing you at this time is Three of Wands reversed and Two of Cups. So Three of Wands reversed, you haven't seen any benefits to what you have been investing your time in and your energy. You haven't seen any positive benefits coming back to you. You're not seeing the fruits of your labor, but you do have somebody that you admire, somebody that you love, that you care for. And this is what's crossing you at this time, is the lack of seeing any kind of like return on your investment. You're not seeing anything come back, but you have this love. And that's crossing your learning. And that I could understand why that would take up all your time, and you wouldn't have enough time to meditate and stop and think and find your inner intuition and that inner light. What you have that is in your subconscious and that is with you throughout the month of September is the Chariot and the Empress. You have good fortune, you have a lot of moral standards, and you have victory ahead of you. You are really succeeding at bringing together things that may be opposites, and you just have that natural knack of making things work, whatever the situation or whatever the environment calls for it. And this is a skill that you have, and it will be with you. You are good at just charging ahead and doing what needs to be done. There is also a female that is around you, a female that is very, the Empress, very loving, Mother Nature, very compassionate, very creative, very fertile with her ideas, her opinions. Could be pregnancy. They always refer to that. But I always think of like fertile with the mind and the beliefs and the attitudes, being very open-minded, being very optimistic, and enjoys helping other people. You have a female around you that's like that. What you are leaving behind you in the past is the Moon reversed and the King of Cups. So there was a situation that wasn't clear, but now you have gotten clarity on the situation, and it could be in regards to this King of Cups. King of Cups is a water sign, and this person is very good at using their emotions to manipulate a situation. They are good at using their feelings, and they only tell people they want to know, and they use it strategically. They are a master of it. They can turn it on and turn it off whenever they need to because they are the king. They are in control of their emotions. This person is a water sign, which is either Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. And there was some confusion or things like half-truths that were told to you or lies or whatever. And you had no closure, but now you finally have closure. You finally have clarity in regards to this person. And you are leaving that all behind you. What is above you at this time in the month of November? You have the Death card reversed and Three of Swords. So whenever I see the Death card, I think of a lot of times I think of childhood and how I was taught in school a lot of things, and now I look at it and realize, why did they teach me that? It's not even valid or pertinent. And so you remove those aspects of yourself from your life and you replace it with something else. Well, that's what the Death card represents upright, is that you are going through a transformation, a metamorphosis. You are removing some old beliefs and ways and opinions and something personal about yourself that you realize isn't valid, isn't acceptable for your lifestyle anymore. But when I see this in reverse, that means that you aren't taking that time to do that deep soul searching and see what needs to be changed or transformed in your life. Even after somebody came right out and told you something about yourself that really hurt to the core. It doesn't necessarily mean a love that ended or hurt. It could be that this person was so cold, they just told you flat out that that is something a year old would do, because that is something you learned when you were in school, and you still are carrying this stuff with you, and you didn't realize you were carrying it with you, and now you realize it, and it really hurt. It really hurt really bad deep in your heart that this person would be so forward and so painful to you, and that you didn't realize this a while ago, but you aren't taking that time to look at yourself, to do that soul searching, that look at your dark side and your light side, and see that maybe this person was right, and you need to take that time out. You need to be the hermit. You need to take that time out, do some soul searching, and find that inner light, that inner truth, and make those changes. In your soon-to-be future, you have the Lovers reversed and Four of Cups. Well, there was a love, and this could have been a love also, that has been transformed. It has been changed in some way. It's not what it used to be. And that is in your soon to be future, so the middle of November. And that's disturbing. That bothers people. But there still is love there. There still is, but you aren't seeing it. You aren't paying attention to it because it's not the way it was, so you aren't recognizing it. The way you see yourself is the Empress reversed and Three of Stones. You see yourself as a team player. You see yourself as wanting to work with people and accomplish things. You like to communicate. Libras really, they're air signs. They like to communicate, use their ideas, their thoughts, their minds, their language, their talking. And you really enjoy doing that. You enjoy working as a group with people. You don't enjoy the emotional side of it, being caring and nurturing and whatever the Empress is, being the one that is all lovey and compassionate and creative and fertile and mother naturely. You don't like to be that. Actually, you might at other times, because we all go through phases, but for you don't see yourself as that, not at all. You see yourself more as a team player, not as this emotional, nurturing, compassionate persona. The way other people see you at this time is Five of Swords and the Magician. They see you as argumentative and very, very argumentative, very conflicting, very defensive. That's the word I was looking for. And when you get in it with other people, you may say things that are hurtful, because that's something air signs sometimes have a tendency to do, is get to the point, just say things flat out. And everybody will be a little wounded or possibly hurt in this situation. But they also see you as having all the resources available to you to materialize and to make your life the life you want. So this situation could be like at work. There could be, that's why the people around you see you this way, is you could be the one that's in charge and you want things done a certain way, and you have to like be the boss and tell them what's going on. And they don't like that, but they see that you are able to get what needs to get done. They do see that. Your hopes and fears is Chains reversed, which is actually the Devil card reversed, and Ace of Swords. So your hope is that with the Devil reversed is you hope that those binds and the things that are holding you back will be released. You will no longer be tied to anything, to any situation, and you'll be free to be able to start that adventure, that direction with the magician. And as you can see with the Ace of Scrolls or the Ace of Swords, that is a new idea you want to accomplish. So you don't want these restrictions. And you're hoping to accomplish this new idea, this new thought, this new spark that you have come up with. And the final outcome is the High Priest and the Page of Mirrors. So you are a traditionalist. The High Priest talks about education, being a traditionalist, learning, and you are going to show your love to somebody in a very traditional manner, in a very old-fashioned, traditional upbringing type manner, very wholesome and heartfelt. You are going to do a lot of learning. The High Priest a lot of times refers to, like, it is the Hierophant in other decks. It refers to a lot of institutions, a lot of schooling, education, traditional, religion, and that is your final outcome. You are going to do a lot of learning, training. I hope you have a great month of November, and I get to talk to you again in October. Bless you all.